Hey, how's it going? It's Rachel with Forge La Femme, and today we are smoking a Cigarbid, Maker's Choice Vanilla. Hey, how's it going? I'm Rachel, this is Forge La Femme, and today we are smoking the Maker's Choice Vanilla from Cigarbid. Alright, make sure you hit that like bell. Let's hammer that like bell. I'm a blacksmith. Let's hammer that like bell. Subscribe, we'll talk about this cigar. So this is a Maker's Choice Vanilla. These are one of my absolute favorite budget cigars that I've come across on Cigarbid, as some people call it. As you see, it's got a great smoke volume to it. I actually looked up the information on it, and I never did that really before, but this one has a Connecticut wrapper. It has a Dominican filler, and its origins are Dominican. I'm still learning what all that stuff means. I've been smoking cigars on and off for roughly 20 years, but I will say this, I never knew much about it. I didn't ask many questions. It was one of my good friends that was really into the cigars, and we did the cigar lounge thing, and that was a lot of fun. I missed that. It was a real nice small town little smoke shop, and they had really premium cigars. That's all they had, only premium, but it was just really nice. And the guys that hung out there, they were so cool, older guys as usual. And this was a time that I was, young. I smoked cigarettes, and if I smoked cigars, I would inhale them like a nerd, and it would not always have the best effects. Sometimes it turned me a little green, Nick sick, however you want to call it. And and then for a few years on and off after that, I still would smoke a cigar here and there. And then I actually quit smoking in, I think, 2013, 2012, something like that. And I didn't really touch nicotine from then till last fall, actually last summer. And one day I was sitting on my front porch, which is on a nice big city street. I shouldn't say a big city street, but it's a thoroughfare for our neighborhood and for our small town. And I just went, it'd be nice to have a cigar today. And I haven't looked back. So I went to the store and grabbed, some people are going to shame me, a Game Leaf Cheroot. They're still some of my favorites. I love the berry, I love the aged. The White Russian's okay. I have since moved further away from the more fun flavors on most things, not all. I still like a Tatiana here and there. Tatiana chocolate is particularly one of my favorites. And this is a vanilla Maker's Choice, and it's not bad. The vanilla is not so strong in this. The first time I had these, it was much stronger, and I have to say, these are smokes that I will keep in my humidor from here till the end of my smoking career. And also the Maker's Choice Sweets, those are actually just as good. They go for usually $5 more per pack of 25. I think when I get out the door, the total price is, I think, like, for the vanilla ones, like 17 bucks. And it might be $20 with the excise tax and shipping. But they're a cigar that's really worth your time to have, especially if you're like a daily smoker where you just don't want to spend a lot of money and you want to have a lot of them on hand, and you're not always trying to go with, a Padron, which is very good, as we all know, or something else even more like a Davidoff. Actually, I think they're the same caliber, truthfully. I've never had a Davidoff, and I've had Padron, very good cigar. But these hit the spot for me on like a daily basis, working in the yard, walking my dog, sitting out in the shop with my forge running. That's part of my heating system. It's it's since moved from 30 degrees to about 45 in here now. When I first started, it was about 28. My quench tank for my tongs when they get too hot when I'm forging that. Well, it's just starting to come unfrozen now and sitting in front of my little space heater. Obviously, I started the video and this thing was already burned quite a ways. We're on the beginning end of the second third of this, and this is, it's still holding up really well. One thing on these I have noticed is you have to let them rest, at least in my experiences, and I do so, and got a little bit of a runny nose, should took care of that, sorry. But I let them rest, and actually a Ziploc bag. I don't have an actual wood humidor. At 69% humidity with the Bovita. I like Bovita, it seems to have a little more sass. And then I we'll let them sit there for maybe a week, and then I'll move to my tougher door, which is my Rubbermaid Brilliance, which, by the way, Rubbermaid Brilliance is a fantastic version of a humidor. And I keep that at 62% because I found 69% in the tougher door was too much. It was starting to actually mold the last set of these I had, come to think of it. And it, I think mine is I think it holds like 25 cigars roughly. I can't remember the dimensions on it. Cost about $18 or so. Very worthwhile investment. I want to get more for my house just for even like just standard food storage in the fridge. That's how much I like those things. And yeah, these they do really well at 62%. Let them sit for about 2 weeks. 10 days you can usually get by with them just fine. This one I think is on day 10 or 11, and it's actually smoking really well. It doesn't seem to be too plugged up or nothing or too wet. When they're fresh off the truck, they can be a bit damp. As I understand it, sellers will over-humidify them because they could be going to Arizona, they could be going to Alaska, or they could be going maybe even, I don't know if they ship overseas, but maybe even overseas, but long time, and you're going through all these different climate changes, and I guess they see it as it's just a better fit. Just over-humidify, and once they get to you, you can take care of them over the 10 to 14 day rest period. Or you can smoke them right off the truck like some people do. I have learned it doesn't always work the best. Like I said, especially with these, they can come kind of wet and they just fight the whole way. No real draw. Even on the cold draw, it's like trying to pull air through a door. Yeah, this one's really just hitting the spot right now. I gotta say, I'm impressed with these little guys. Retro Hail's not bad. A little bit leathery, not too strong. A little bit peppery too, actually, on the Retro Hail. I'm not usually big on looking for the notes on things. I will, mention it because other people are into that. But for me, just give me a cigar and let me light it up and smoke it. I don't usually care if it's a $25 cigar or a $1 cigar. I mean, I'll probably pay more attention to it being a $25 cigar, but just let me smoke my cigar. Vamos, vamos. While we live, let us live. It's a really good front porch smoke, and I think I'm just going to call that good because my nose is starting to run. I'm sorry, and you guys have a great night. Again, hammer that like button, subscribe. Let's talk about it in the comments. What do you think about Maker's Choice Vanilla if you've had them? If not, I suggest you try them. Go Tigers.